Hey, this is Old Newbie from the Old Newbie VR Show, and today we are going to get into part 2 of the Windows Mixed Reality Portal feature set. Now today we are going to focus on applications. Now if you remember my previous video, I did inputs, and that was Windows Mixed Reality Portal inputs. Now all of this relates to using Windows Mixed Reality Portal as your VR desktop. And if you recall, I think Windows Mixed Reality Portal can be your VR virtual desktop better than the other applications that are out there, such as Steam VR and Oculus Quest 2. Both of those two programs are pretty much launchers, but Windows Mixed Reality Portal is distinct from those two in that it is actually a Windows desktop because it's built into Windows. So this video is not actually going to be that long, definitely not as long as the other video, because the one feature set that we're going to focus on for applications is there's only one, and that is a feature that is hidden within the main menu of Mixed Reality Portal. So when I pull up my main menu, this is what we get. Let me go back to the main screen. So this is what you get when you pull up when you hit the home button or the Windows button on your controller, which is that button right there in the middle with just the Windows. You get this window pop-up. Now this window pop-up has been the same for Mixed Reality Portal since it first came out almost 4 years ago. And it's got your main buttons here, and then you can add some to this main screen, and then you can extend it to all apps. And then you get more apps, and this is basically all of the programs that you have that are VR. So all your VR games will usually populate here, and the Microsoft VR programs like 3D Viewer, 360 Viewer, and programs of the like that usually are already actually installed and running in VR because they're built for VR. Now, about 2 years into Microsoft releasing Portal, they actually came up with an update, and it was a major update for Mixed Reality Portal. And not too many people know about it because it is almost hidden within this menu. If you didn't know that they actually put this update in there, you'd probably miss it and skip over it. But it's in the menu. So what is that one thing that actually makes Windows Mixed Reality Portal your virtual VR desktop? It's this little thing right here. So you go to all applications, and you have your list of all applications, and if you scroll down, it's right here. This little button right here, Classic Apps. This is the money maker. This is the thing that actually takes Windows Mixed Reality Portal from just being your launcher to get over to Steam to being your virtual reality desktop. And so what does this do? So if I click on Classic Apps, it brings you to another plain menu, but this is different from the other menu of VR programs. These are your applications, your normal desktop 32-bit Windows 64 programs that install on your desktop that may not be set up for VR. So I'm kind of old school, that's why I said Win32 and Win64, but these are just your regular programs that run on your 2D desktop, but now they're selectable within VR. And what that means is you can now run these programs within VR. So let's just pick one out of the blue. Let's say Adobe Acrobat. So Adobe Acrobat is not a VR program, but when I click on Adobe Acrobat, it pops up a window, and now I get the Adobe Acrobat reader as a window, and I can interact with it in VR. It's a 2D window running the 2D application, but I have a window in VR, and I can interact with it just like any other 2D program running in 3D VR. And my controllers interact with it. You can see all of my PDF files here. I can select on the menus, and in addition to being able to interact with the menus, You can interact with all of the pages. Like if I click into the search, my virtual keyboard comes up and I can type in and I can search within the fields. If there is a form, I can actually pull up this keyboard and fill in the form blanks. And so, the virtual keyboard interacts like your real keyboard. Your controllers interact like mouse controllers. And like we said before, because we have the different inputs, like my mouse in 3D space can interact with this in 3D space. And so that's the main thing, is you can actually open this up like a window on your desktop in VR. And that applies to all the different programs there. Now, some of the programs may not work because they weren't built for VR, but by and large, because it's just opening up a window like it would in desktop, but it's actually doing it, in 3D, and it's putting it in this layer to be able to be manipulated in 3D space, you can pretty much run your VR environment like a VR desktop. All right, and so let's look at another example. So we pull up the window, we go to all apps, we hit that magical button, the classic apps, and let's go check out Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word, as you know, is just a regular 2D program that runs on your desktop, but here we can open up Word in a 3D space and interact with it. So we get the virtual keyboard. Now, again, this is a little upsetting because we would love to have that physical keyboard, cough, cough, Microsoft Logitech. But we can use this virtual keyboard and type. And then not only that, Cortana is integrated, and so we can actually start to record with our voice. So all we got to do is say, start dictation. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And there it is. It types it out. And now it's going to recognize everything that I say and put it on there. It takes a little bit for it to start up, but it gets going pretty well. And you could also start it by just hitting the little microphone button here. Let's move over to my little space down here in VR. So this is what I call my little VR home station. It's within the cliff house here, and I've got a bunch of windows open up here that are essentially is my VR desktop. So let's just take, for example, one of the applications that I have open is Spotify. So I put Spotify up here, and basically all I have to do, it's running Spotify just like it would on my desktop, except it's its own window here. And if I hit play, I get the music. And what's even cooler about it is that the music has a really nice environmental effect. So all of the environmental effects that are included with VR are affect the music that's coming out of here. So like the closer I get to this window, the louder it gets. If I move away, the quieter it gets. So you can hear the music change. Now if I turn to the side, the music gets louder in my right ear, which is closer to the window. The music moves behind me, and the left and right are swapped because I'm facing the opposite direction. Turn this way, the music is heavier on the left ear, which is closer to the window. And so in addition to that, it's got an incredibly nice environmental effect. So you can hear the sounds echoing off of the walls. And so it really adds a nice live feel and adds immersion to you being in this space. All right, and so what else can I do here? So here I've got Netflix going, and here's a special thing about Netflix. Because this is a virtual desktop and we are in the Windows environment, Netflix is running as a separate application. And so how is that different from, say, running Netflix from your desktop and trying to watch it that way? Well, the first off is it won't let you run the app from your desktop, because right now this desktop is doing reprojection. And built as a security feature into Netflix is that you can only watch Netflix from one source. So if you're watching it from your desktop and then you try to watch it from 3D, it counts as a second monitor, and so you won't get a picture if you try to watch reprojection. This is a problem if you're using Steam VR and you're trying to use some type of movie theater environment like big screen or something like that. You cannot use the Netflix app within Steam VR reprojection because it will block you and the screen will be black. That is not the case with Netflix in Windows Mixed Reality, because we are in a separate desktop, and that counts as the one view for the app. And so I can watch Netflix in VR. I can resize the window, make it as large as I can, like a movie theater size, and I'll be able to watch what I want to watch without it being blackout, without the content protection, because this is a Windows desktop. And then all of the other features from the app also work with it. So like Cortana is built into it like it would be on the desktop app. So if I just say play Batman Begins, boom, Batman Begins comes up. It does voice controls. That is, again, an incredible feature because you're using it as an application, a Windows application, not reprojection that those other programs like Steam VR and Oculus do. And then you can see over here on my side, I've got non-standard VR programs running. I've got Zoom going. I've got Microsoft Teams going. So if I'm in work and I get a call, I can just pull it up from here and actually listen to any type of calls that I've got. See, I've got my browser open here to the Old Newbie channel, so I can check the news. I've got the weather plugged in here. I've got my settings in case I need to make any changes there. And of course, Steam VR ready to go. And then I have my desktop just in case there's any applications that don't come up within VR. I can still function in 2D from my desktop. So one of the other things that you can do within your 3D space is play games. And so what I've got also here in my little space is Xbox GamePass. I'm going to pull that off the wall. Now, not all of the games will work. Some of them have input problems, but a lot of them do. And at least they'll pull up the window so you can actually look at the game in 3D. So I'm going to put play on this game, Streets Rage 4. Just so you can see it pulls up the window within 3D space. And if I look at my desktop, it's not playing on my desktop. It's exclusively here in 3D space. I'm going to resize the window and make it huge. And I have Streets of Rage 4 in 3D. I click. My Xbox game controller is working. It's integrated. Now this is maybe one of the times where that Win+Y you'll need to be able to do that and actually have to manually do it on your desk to make sure that input is going to the game and not to the VR environment. For example, I showed you in the other video that you can control and navigate within the VR space with your Xbox controller. Well, in this case, if you're playing a game, you don't want to be navigating around. You want the controller to control the game, not you in the VR environment. So in this case, I have the input going to the desktop and I'm using my Xbox controller to manipulate the game. And this is incredible. I'm getting great frame rates. The actual display is huge, as you can see. It's probably about 10 foot tall. And I'm using the Xbox controller, the analog controls as well as the digital controls. And I am playing this game on a humongous screen in VR. I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna punch, I'm gonna vault over this guy. Just so you know that this isn't a video, this is actual live, this is me playing. Move around in circles, jump. And there you go. This is me playing games in VR on a humongous screen in my little VR desktop space. So I'm going to put Xbox GamePass back on the wall here. And there you have it. Games in VR. And pretty much that's all you need. If you think about what you actually use your desktop for, it can be accomplished here within VR, using a pop-up window and then functioning and working on whatever program that you need from VR. And like I said, I can actually spend a lot of time in Windows Mixed Reality Portal doing things, scrolling through, watching the internet, listening to music, and you know, a lot of the things that you spend a lot of time on your desktop doing, I can do in Windows Mixed Reality. And then on top of that, VR gaming. So I can just pull it up, pop open a VR game, and then jump right into it, close right out of it, and then come back into this environment and then continue doing on whatever it was. All right, so that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Hopefully that little thing that's within the Windows menu here, classic apps, hopefully you're able to check that out and run through the different programs, try them out, see what works, see what doesn't work, and you'll be able to use Windows Mixed Reality Portal as your VR